Hi, welcome to Tom and Sukey's workshop, which was formerly the Frugal Frau, but really we're Tom and Sukey's workshop. And today we're going to show you how we made a faux beam for the very room that I am sitting in. And this is simply just made out of 3 pieces of 2x6, and then we made it look like an old-fashioned 18th century hand-hewn beam as much as possible. And then of course we had to install it, and that was really fun. And we will show you that in the video too. The reason why we had to make this beam is because we needed to move some electrical for lights. And the ceilings, or this whole module that I'm sitting in, has blown in foam and then spray foam, blown in, loose. Anyways, it's a mess up there. And so to carve out electrical through the floor joists or the ceiling joists is really difficult. So we decided to make a beam, and that would go with the vibe that we're getting at in our whole remodel here. So thank you so much for watching. In this video, we are going to make a 3-sided fake or faux beam out of 3 2x6s. Tom is determining the grain direction with his plane, and then he's going to mark with a pencil the exact grain direction. Next, Tom is marking the distance between the connection points of the side of the beam to the bottom of the beam. The bottom of the beam is what we see from the floor. He's doing 6-inch marks. Next, he marks the depth line at each of those 6-inch marks, and that is the position with which he will countersink a hole for the screws that are going to attach the sides to the bottom. The picture above shows the cross scratches on each of the 6-inch marks. Here, Tom is drilling the countersink holes. There's about 24 on each of these boards since they are just over 12 feet long. Tom applied glue before he started screwing the pieces together, and here you can see he's clamped it, the bottom and the side together with 2 different clamps. And this is just another view of that. And here is the second side. And notice that Tom also used the offcuts to cut plugs to be applied later, and also as spacers to keep this all nice and even. And here I am, just applying the plugs a little bit ahead of him so that it made the job go a little bit faster. After the plugs were all applied and the glue set, Tom just takes a chisel and knocks them off pretty much flush with the beam. And now he's starting the process of making it look more like an antique beam. And he's going back and forth in different directions with various planes to give it a scrubbed look. After scrubbing with the planes, he took a hewing hatchet and he started hewing the edges and the sides to make this look a little bit more authentically like a real hand-hewn beam, which he could have done, but we didn't do because, first of all, we would have had to hollow it out anyways for the electrical that we have to wire through it, and second, it would have been awfully heavy. Tom also scraped off the sharp corners where the boards would meet each other, and that's just to help give it that more hand-hewn look. And so just a little bit of that so you can see this process. And yeah, this is a very sharp hewing hatchet. And of course, we're always constantly sharpening our tools. Next, Tom takes his trusty antique scrub plane and he's smoothing off the marks made from the hewing axe or the hewing hatchet. And this is to give it a much more well-worn look. I stained this with a dark stain after he got done doing all three sides of our faux beam. We determined exactly where the ceiling joist was to which we need to attach the 2x6 cleats. These cleats will serve as attachment points for our faux beam. And here you can see a still of Tom screwing those up. No need to video that. Here all the cleats are up, and Tom has pulled the wire over from an old light to the position for the new light above where we're going to place the dining room table. Next, Tom cut a hole in the bottom of the beam because this is where the electrical box needs to go for the new light. All right, now it's time to install this. So Tom has put two 2x4 pieces, one on the wall above my head where you can see me putting it right there, and then one attached to the bottom of that LVL beam between the kitchen and the dining room. And that's just a temporary holding, so neither one of us had to hold the whole weight of this thing up, although it really actually wasn't that heavy. Anyway, so it fit really well because we were really, really careful with our measurements. And I used the lamp hole to pull it snug against the wall. At this point, Tom is going to try to place it all the way up to the top. So what we had to do was get the car jack from the barn, and we placed a 2x4 underneath of this, and then slowly pushed it all the way up snug to the ceiling. And that was just so that it could be supported while Tom screwed it all in. Just to get that last 1/8 inch or so to the ceiling, we had to move the car jack and then snug it back up to the ceiling. We had to remember to pull the electrical wire through. Okay, so Tom asked me to give it a little bit more juice just to snug it up to the ceiling, and that snugged it the rest of the way. And the little temporary bracing block fell out when I did that, which was probably expected. All in all, the installation went a lot smoother than I thought it might go, and it really wasn't that difficult. And I think it was just because Tom had planned this out pretty well. for the final bit of the installation, Tom moved the jack over to the opposite end and gave it a few pumps while I secured the bracing 2x4, and that's just because it just needed to go up another 32nd or so of an inch. Of course, at the very end, I will be replastering or texturing the ceiling by hand in a special texture that I like to do. And that'll give the beam an even better look, like it's been sitting there for a couple of centuries rather than just got put up now. Anyways, so that would be kind of fun. And you can see the whole thing's a mess, but we're working on it. And we'll probably make some more videos as we proceed through this project. The final step of this installation was to stain the plugs that are covering up the screws that attach the beam to the cleats, and the cleats, of course, are what attach the beam ultimately to the ceiling. And a couple of weeks later, we made, installed, and painted the paneling. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this little video.